The Iron Age was a period of time after Stone Age and Bronze Age. People started using iron to make tools and weapons. We called the people that lived in Iron Age Britain Celts. There are two prehistoric architectures at Stonehenge and Seabury Hill located in Wiltshire, whose function is still a mystery. British ancient period ends in Great Roman Empire era, when Britain was conquered by Romans. Julius Caesar invaded Britain in 55 and 54 BC as part of his Gallic Wars. According to Caesar, the Britons has been overrun and culturally assimilated by other Celtic tribes during the British Iron Age. By the 1st century AD, the Romans officially occupied most of what's now England. The Romans built roads, towns, set up military bases, while the Britons also gradually became familiar with Roman systems, laws, and languages. But this peace didn't last long. The more Rome extended, the more problems it had to deal with. The appearance of terrifying German warriors powering down from the North Sea, the Anglo-Saxons and other peoples from Germany gradually pushed the native Briton northward and westward towards Scotland and Wales, gaining control of most of England by 613. In 865, it was the Vikings' turn from Norway and Denmark to occupy and settle all over England, except for Wessex. The reign of Alfred the Great, Emperor of Wessex, is famous for his military success and third co-father of British Navy. In 1066, after King Edward died without a son, the Duke William of Normandy from France ascended the throne, and William wins the Battle of Hastings to bring together this year to completely end the era of the Saxon kings. Great Britain in this stage experienced many ups and downs and invaded by many groups. Its periods brought the differences and changes that make Britain have a new version and its background to create a powerful country nowadays.
The Middle Age lasted from 1066 to 1485, with a prominent issue raised as a tension between royal power and the church and the nobility. King Henry II kept King William Lion of Scotland in the 12th century and was forced to sign the Fairlight Treaty. Scotland has become part of England, although Scotland lost its freedom from King Richard I. The very terms of the agreement allowed the British king to continue to claim rights. The stone castle of Carnarvon was built by King Edward I in the northern coast of Wales to assert his power over the rebellious Welsh people. The Crown Prince tradition of becoming the Prince of Wales is said to ensure that Wales remains loyal to England. This tradition remains to this day. If England experienced many major conflicts in the early Middle Age, but the economy and society continued to develop. Then by the 14th century, the situation had become less bright due to a series of wars and ulysses. Like that, best 45% of the population killed in just 2 years. The 100 Years' War between England and France began under King Edward III, and while the war with France was not over, the English nobility divided into two camps, Lancaster and York, fighting for the throne in the Wars of the Roses. Henry Tudor defeated Richard III in 1485 to take the throne. He claimed Henry VII. Henry VII of Lancaster had married Elizabeth of York to put an end to his hatred for life. The Rose War actually ended and Britain's modern history began with maritime and commercial fishing being set up. The consolidation as was part, merging Wales with England, abolishing all West laws not in accordance with the laws of England when James VI of Scotland, the son of Mary, succeeded Elizabeth and became James I, the first king of the family of Stuart. With time come to the period of victory, the peak of expansion and world dominance in the United Kingdom. The Industrial Revolution, which began in the second half of the 18th century, provides economic basis for the colonization and military development in the UK.
Early 12th century, King Edward VII succeeds Queen Victoria. The royal have had the right to choose minister or destabilize. Responsibility, the right to lead and run the country are transferred to the Prime Minister. The not much right, but King Edward VII is still registered. He and the government have created a happy life for the people. In 1931, the Westminster Act provides equality for the autonomous territories of Great Britain, creating the concept of the Commonwealth. 4 years later, King George V was enthroned. The United Kingdom entered World War I. English speakers first fought together for the first time. After the war, despite the victory, Britain had to pay for the more than 1 million people died. Physical damage also brought serious turmoil. 1926, unrest in the coal industry led to a general strike, where workers from all industries went to strike for a week. The world economic crisis hit the United Kingdom in 1930, and industry centers in South Wales and Northern England were hard hit. In the face of the great losses of World War I, the government of the Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain tried to avoid fighting. After Hitler invaded Poland, the United Kingdom decided to declare war on Germany on September 3, 1939. Prime Minister Winston Churchill led the United Kingdom during World War II, mobilizing the entire population to participate in war services, defense and production. He became a symbol of British courage. When the war ended, the Labour government was later pledging to implement a full welfare program, from the cradle to the grave. Along with the nationalization of industry, social like health services, other social services are expanded. Many industries are under public ownership. However, nationalization is when the Conservative Party returned to power in 1951. The wars have a far-reaching impact that from the end of the British Empire. However, everything in the UK is not completely gloomy. For example, in 1951, the UK festival was held at the newly built Royal Festival Palace on the south bank of London. 2 years later, Queen Elizabeth II was enthroned as Westminster Abbey. The era of British television began on that day, with millions of people staring at tiny television watching the coronation. Development policies became a competitive car between the Labour Party and Conservative Party. By the 1950s, the unemployment rate had decreased and the average living standard increased. Harold Macmillan, the Prime Minister of Conservative Party, said in famous speech, "Citizens have never been so happy." Radical economic reforms were carried out by the government of the first female Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher, with the goal of limiting the role of the state so that the market economy could develop. The UK has many problems to solve, and the Conservative Prime Minister David Cameron is leading his government to do it. Britain today officially left European Union on January 31st. Ending more than 4 decades of economic, political, and legal consolidation with its closest neighbors. Britain left the European Union after 43 months, since the country held referendum on Brexit in June 2016.